Hey guys, what's going on? Jebb here, and in today's video, we have a very important technical indicator to be taking a look at on Bitcoin because, guys, in today's video, I was doing some research on the charts looking for what I would like to bring you today, and I noticed that there is a death cross happening on the daily chart. I hear you crying, Jebb, but the 50 and the 200 are nowhere near each other, but that is not the only death cross that we have to pay attention to. As those of you that are more experienced in technical analysis will know, death crosses can happen between more than just the 50 and the 200 moving averages. This one is happening between the 20 daily exponential moving average and the 50 daily simple moving average. Now, it's odd, isn't it, that Bitcoin would be having a death cross right now, considering that Bitcoin is having a bit of a rally. Bitcoin's up about $150 overnight. But guys, these crosses are very long-term indicators that have taken weeks to be built, and this is coming to a head now. However, there's a catch, and a very important one that I'll be getting into later on in today's video. I encourage you guys to watch until the end of the video, not only for that catch, but also because I'm going to be posting some pictures of my trip at the end of this video, and if you guys would like to see some of those will be running just after the outro. And guys, before I just go ahead and dive right on into it, I do want to mention that we've reactivated the June 2020 coupon code that we were running on CT2A earlier this month. I would encourage you guys to act quickly and get in on this sale because CT2A is about to be going up in price by another $50. Everyone who joins the Academy today will get access to all current and all future content, including all of the updates that we're working on behind the scenes. If you guys want to learn everything you need to know about technical analysis so that you can start your trading journey profitably and quickly, I would encourage you to check us out at the link in the description down below. We have a full 14-day money-back refund guarantee, and yes, we do accept Bitcoin payments. But for now, though, guys, without much further ado, let's go ahead and dive right on into it. You know, I'm normally not one for souvenirs. I come from a background of, like, not wasting money on anything. For my entire life, the only thing I ever really bought was this little bear that I named Ted. He's sitting up above my rearview mirror in my truck. I'll throw a picture of that somewhere up on screen right now. But while I was up in the Smoky Mountains, I did decide to buy this mug, and I absolutely love it. Check it out. That is the glorious view that you get up in the Smoky Mountains, and hold some nice coffee also. Anyway, guys, let's jump onto the chart. All right, guys, let's jump into this because the last day or so may be a little bit deceiving on Bitcoin. As you can see, Bitcoin has been relatively bullish. In fact, we've rallied $200 in the last 24 hours. You might think, yay, hippie-ki-yay, mamacita. That is really nice and great and good and awesome. Bitcoin's going to the upside. But, however, the technicals will not lie to you. We are looking like we're about to have a death cross between the 20 and the 50. Remember, like I said, there is a catch to this later. But for the moment, anyway, it does look like a death cross is coming in between these two moving averages. If you guys will look back on the history of your chart, you're going to find the last time that this happened was right over here. March the 1st, Bitcoin jumped off a cliff. Of course, there were other fundamental reasons that happened, but it was nevertheless indicating that a downtrend was starting. We saw the same thing happen here. Towards the middle of the downtrend in November, Bitcoin had a correction. And then also back over here when Bitcoin was ending the 2019 rally, we had a death cross right there, and that would bring Bitcoin down a couple dozen percentage points. Needless to say, there is power behind these moving averages. Death crosses are not only present on the 50 and the 200, they're also present on other moving averages, such as the 20 and the 50. If you guys remember to about 2 months ago, we actually talked about the golden cross we were having between these two moving averages right there, and how that was indicative of a proper golden cross between the 50 and the 200. Same thing is true in the opposite direction. If we have a death cross between these two, it normally indicates that you're going to have a death cross between the 50 and the 200 about 2 months later. As we could see, this cross right here precipitated this one, and our death cross right here will likely precipitate another one in the future if Bitcoin goes into a downtrend here, but that is a big if. So should we be getting scared? Should we be shorting? Should we be fudding? Should we be leaving all of our positions and heading for the hills? No. And let me tell you why. Because this video is not actually about a death cross on the 20 and the 50. It is, but it's actually about a golden cross on the 20 and the 50. Because one of the things that we teach over in the Cryptocurrency Technical Analysis Academy is to always look at higher time frames. And while I was researching this video, I saw that this death cross was happening. Obviously, I didn't know this was happening before because I was out of town, but I noticed, oh, this is happening. Let me do a little bit more digging on this so I'm making sure that I'm giving people a proper perspective on what's going on in the market. And you know what I did? I followed one of the things that I teach in the Academy, and that's to always look 1 and 2 levels higher on your time frame interval. This is happening on the daily chart, but take a look at what's happening on the weekly chart. The exact opposite of what we're seeing on the daily chart is happening up here. We're having a golden cross between these two moving averages on the weekly chart. So are we supposed to be bearish right now because a daily chart movement is happening, while we should be bullish because a weekly chart movement is happening? That doesn't make any sense. Guys, one of the very important things that we teach in CT2A in the convergence of short and long-term trends is none other than to pay attention to the higher time frames, because higher time frames are always, almost always anyway, going to override shorter-term time frames. If you're seeing a bearish movement happen on the hourly chart, but something remarkably bullish is happening on the daily chart, which time frame are you going to listen to? Which one is stronger? Obviously, more people are going to be looking at the daily chart because it's taking longer to play out. Obviously, the daily chart is going to have more power than the hourly chart. The same thing is true with the weekly chart over the daily chart. There's a hierarchy of power in the time frames. And even though we see a death cross happening on the daily chart, we're having a golden cross on the weekly chart. So should we be bearish because there's a death cross on the daily chart? No, because there's a bullish cross happening at exactly the same time out on the weekly. This video isn't even about golden and death crosses. Guys, in these videos, I try to give you technical analysis and also teach you at the same time because I want you to be able to go and do technical analysis on your own. That has forever been the goal of this channel. And one of the most important things that you need to understand in your technical analysis is to make sure you're not getting tunnel visioned and only focusing on one time frame. It will be the death of you. It's happened to me many times. It happens to every great analyst. I promise you, everyone has to go through this. No one was born a professional. Michael Jackson didn't come out of the womb singing Thriller, guys. It takes time to learn these things, but I do need you to understand that longer-term time frames are going to override shorter-term time frames. So now that we've made that point, what does all this mean to actually Bitcoin? Let's get back to the analysis portion of this. Well, guys, remember how we looked down on the daily chart and we looked back at the history of those golden and death crosses that we saw on the daily chart? Let's do that out here on the weekly as well, since that is the overriding time frame. The last cross we had between these two happened right here at the same time that the previous death cross happened on the daily chart, actually. Both of those lined up. Bitcoin jumped off the metaphorical cliff. Of course, we were already moving bearish, but that certainly didn't help. Prior to that, we had this golden cross right here, and that allowed this bull market to continue. And before that, all the way back in mid-2018, we had a death cross to solidify the bearish market that we were already in. Going back to crosses before that, we actually have to go to an older chart because Bitfinex isn't old enough. And we see that there was a golden cross here at the beginning of the 2015, 16, 17 bull market. In fact, guys, a golden cross between these two moving averages has only ever happened once, twice, and thrice. We're about to have only the fourth golden cross in this technical indicator that we have seen in the entire history of Bitcoin, and all three that have happened before it invariably led to one of the three major bull markets in the history of Bitcoin. Every single time. It has 100% perfect accuracy. We're not dealing with a massive pool of data with only 3 incidences, but so far, it's literally perfect. So should we be looking at the daily chart and freaking out because the short term we might see a week or two of correction as a result of a daily chart golden or / death cross? No, we shouldn't. Because if you look at the higher time frames, we realize that even though Bitcoin is trading sideways right now, even though Bitcoin may be stopping out around $10,000, even though those bearish fundamentals and technicals that we've discussed in the previous few videos are still very relevant and are very important, and there is a possibility that Bitcoin pulls back to $8,500 or so, there's great support down there. Even though all of that is possible, yes, it's possible. I hear you in the comment section. In general, as we look at the longer term time frames, Bitcoin looks very healthy. Look no farther than what happens after a halving event on Bitcoin. Look no farther than what happens when you see one of these golden crosses on Bitcoin. Look no farther than what you see when you see a 50 plus RSI on the weekly chart RSI. Look at the golden crosses in the history of the weekly chart MACD. Look at where Bitcoin bottoms out on the 30 level on the weekly chart RSI. That always leads to a bull market. I mean, seriously, guys, look at this. There have only been 4 bottoming patterns on the weekly chart RSI. Once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Every single time bull market. I need you to understand, technical analysis is both extremely complicated but extremely easy at the same time. It is difficult to learn technical analysis. There is a very steep learning curve. That's why we created CT2A. That's why our nearly 2,000 students love it, because it helps to cut down on that learning curve. But I want you to understand, there's a difference between complex and simple. There's a difference between complex and hard. They are very different things. Something can be simple, but very hard. It can be really easy to figure. I mean, digging a trench through your front yard is relatively simple. You just kind of shovel until you get there. But that doesn't mean that it's easy. At the same time, something can be remarkably complex, such as like building a rocket, but it might be easy for someone who's been doing it their entire life. People get the term complex and hard and simple and easy mixed up. They're completely different things. Bitcoin is complex. Bitcoin technical analysis is complex, but it's only hard if you don't have experience. It's only hard if you don't understand the markets. It's only hard if you haven't been doing it for 3 years every single day like I have. And that's why we made CT2A. Guys, I want you to understand that there are a lot of lessons to learn in technical analysis. There are a lot of building blocks in this market that you need to understand, but it doesn't have to be hard. It can be very easy. It will never be simple, but it will be more simple, and it will be more easy after you have more experience and after you've learned. I want you to have faith in the process. I want you to continue working on pulling down that learning curve and learning, whether it's through CT2A, which I think is a great resource, but even if you don't want to go through the academy, that's fine. I want you to do whatever's best for you because I care about you at the end of the day. That's the most important thing to this channel, is teaching you guys. I want you to keep learning technical analysis on Bitcoin. The history has shown that those who understand these markets will profit. It's just a very clear trend. It is going to take time. It is going to be hard. It is going to be complex, but it will get easier and it will get simpler as you continue to work on this. Some of the greatest videos we've ever made on this channel, some of you guys' favorite videos that we've ever made on this channel, took me 5 minutes to research because I opened up the chart, looked at it, and I said, oh, that's really interesting. Let me make a video on that. It can be that easy, but I want to guide you in that direction. And guys, if you want to learn technical analysis while also helping to support this channel, because we have a lot of ambitious growth coming to this channel to bring you guys higher quality content here on YouTube and the website we're building and all of the things that we're doing, CT2A is a great place to not only learn technical analysis, but like I said, also help to support this channel and the goals that we have here of teaching people analysis and making the world a better place. This company that we're building, its goal is not to enrich me or any of our employees. The company is being built so that we can help you guys and so that we can help other people around the world. If there's one thing I learned when I'm out in the woods like I was up in Gatlinburg, it's that I don't need much to be happy. I can have a great view and I'll be good. That's all I really need. Don't get me wrong. If I have the money, I'm going to buy a nice car just like every single one of you will with your Bitcoin proceedings. I'm sure you will, and I won't be ashamed of that either. But the reason, because everything has to have a reason, especially everything that takes hundreds of thousands of hours like this business that we're building is going to take, everything has to have a reason, and the reason that we're doing this is to help people. If you want to be a part of that mission, if you want to be a part of helping people, if you want to be a part of helping people to learn technical analysis and helping people to rehabilitate themselves, I have so many passions for so many different kinds of people. I have a passion for homeless people. I have a passion for single parents. I have a passion for the screwed up prison system in my state. I have so many passions to help people, and we are going to do that. But I need your help. What we've done here with the Academy is set up this beautiful exchange where I teach you a skill that I have worked very hard to learn called technical analysis that has been very profitable for me, and in return, you help us to build out this business so that we can help the world. I hope you can hear what my intentions are in my voice. I don't fake anything. I take lying very seriously. If you guys want to learn technical analysis, I will tell you from the bottom of my heart, I know CT2A to be the best place to do it in the entire ecosystem because I've heard 1,000 students tell me so. You're going to learn everything from the very basics of technical analysis, from how to actually use TradingView, because TradingView can be a complicated program, how to read CoinMarketCap. I mean, this video, you might think, oh, CoinMarketCap, everybody knows CoinMarketCap. CoinMarketCap is actually very complicated, and this video breaks it all down. Very useful video, in fact. You're going to learn all of the technical indicators in one place instead of having to spend 6 months going around to all kinds of Investopedia articles and random videos of some dude in their boxer briefs in their kitchen trying to explain Bollinger Bands. They're all right here. And you're also going to have a very strong foundation for technical analysis down here in the technical analysis portion of the Academy so that you can learn all of the little mental tricks, all of the little nuances that people don't talk about on YouTube. They're important, but a lot of people just don't think to talk about them because they're so ingrained in a professional analyst's mind. A good example of that being intuition. That's one thing that every analyst has to have, but I have never seen another analyst talk about it. It's one of the most important videos in this entire Academy. Guys, learning technical analysis can change your life, or it could be a waste of time. It's completely up to you. I can lead you to water, but I can't make you drink. You know the old saying about the horse. If you join CT2A, you are going to have the resources at your fingertips to become a professional trader. That much I can tell you. But at the end of the day, just like everything that's worth doing, it's going to take hard work, it's going to take persistence, it's going to take diligence, it's going to take being unprofitable for a little while, it's going to take you working your butt off and you taking it seriously. I can't hand you a golden key. They don't exist. So I want you to understand that. But if you want a chance to learn these markets so that you can profit in them, up, down, sideways, backwards, purple, blue, green, I don't care. You can do it. I believe in you. I've seen so many people do it. You can check us out, the link in the description down below. Anyway, guys, like I said, watch on until the end of the video after the outro runs because I'm going to show you guys some of the pictures we took up in Gatlinburg. I think some of them turned out pretty well. Tell me what you think in the comments. And like I said in the last couple of videos, guys, also tell me where is your favorite place in the world to vacation or visit. Tell me all about that down below. I'd love to hear it. It's really interesting reading you guys' comments. Like I said in the other video, there's over 100,000 comments on this channel, and I've read every one of them. I try to anyway. Some of them are hard to, but I do try. Anyway, guys, that is going to wrap it out for today's video. Before I go, though, I do just humbly want to thank each and every single last one of you for watching, as always, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Oh, I got a real good feeling.